Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is a sponsored video, sponsored by Lisa for Brittany, and here's Brittany's story. Hi, Ollie. I would very much like to expose some things my mother has done in the past, but I need a sponsor. I will donate to you as soon as I can, but I don't have anything right now, and I'm very sorry for that. You're probably the most deserving of a donation out of everyone here on YouTube, in my opinion. I'll get you some soon. That's fine. That's fine. But thank you for labeling at the top of the email that you needed a sponsor. It makes it much easier. In my last letter, which you titled "The Borderline Can't Control Themselves When They Don't Get Their Way," I explained a bit about my upbringing and my borderline mother's embarrassment in family court. She was yelling at my legal rep, and she whined to the judge that she spent over $8,000 on lawyers and still didn't get to see their grandchildren. That was pretty satisfying to hear, I must admit. I had also mentioned in the letter that I have a wheelchair-bound sister. She is my youngest sister and has a great role in the stories I'm about to share. My youngest brother is also disabled. He has autism. I have worked in 7 different schools as an aide and a substitute from the years 2013 to 2018 and in many special education departments, and have never seen an autistic child or young adult as high on the spectrum as my youngest brother. I have some speculations on why that is. I've explained this. There is a lot of overdiagnosed autism. Okay, that is diagnosed autism where it's just a reaction to having toxic, borderline, narcissistic parents. You show me a high-functioning autistic, I'm going to show you a narcissistic home life. I'm going to show you a borderline mother, a narcissistic father every time. Attention-seeking, histrionic, freaks out when they don't get their way situation at home with the parents every single time. And again, not a doctor, not a therapist, not anything. Okay? My opinion based on what I have observed. Not saying autism isn't real. It absolutely is real, but it has been overdiagnosed to cover a litany of antisocial behavior that is caused by a toxic borderline home life. I am 10-ish years older than my brother and sister, so my memories of these situations serves me well. Let me preface this by saying I do not like doctors. I have witnessed far too many instances where doctors make situations worse and choose prescription writing and bonuses over their patients' well-being. I think you can guess my stance on certain medical procedures, but you and your channel are so very valuable, I would never risk you losing the channel over my personal preferences. So I'll just leave that subject alone. Thank you. Anyways, ever since I can remember, my mother has never brought us to one pediatrician or doctor consistently. She was always taking us to new doctors for everything, then complaining about them after the visit. Both my sister and brother were born healthy and normal. After a certain scheduled medical procedure, they were injured and they changed. They're both nonverbal. Doctors say my sister had a dormant muscle delay, and that's why now she can't walk. But when she was a toddler after the injury, she had leg braces, physical therapy to build her muscles, and was able to feed herself too. We had photos of her doing all this. So my mom insisted we see doctors all the time. We would schedule doctor's visits for all of us, even our uninjured kids, at least twice a month. My brother and sister saw doctors almost weekly. Eventually, at the age of 15 or around there, I decided to politely decline making time in my school and sports schedules for unnecessary doctor's visits. Brother and sister did not have that freedom. Well, I don't remember if you told me what exactly happened with your sister or not. I mean, again, I'm not a doctor, and it sounds like it's some kind of degenerative thing she had. Which does happen. I mean, there are children born with degenerative diseases that are born completely healthy, and it goes downhill from there. But you said there was some sort of injury. So again, I would question, how well the children are being supervised. Oh. how well the children are being super... Oh, must be a bad one. All right. Everything's gonna... Hopefully the old iPhone doesn't go off. So where was I? So I don't know. I don't know what the supervision is. Normally in these houses with high-functioning autism, it's usually not too good. An injury, I don't remember what it was. If you told me, I'm sorry. Early into my teens, my mother began seeking out surgeons and signing my sister up for elective new and sometimes outright expensive experimental surgeries. Because we always saw new doctors, and before Rochester Regional Health kept digital records on everyone, a lot of medical professionals and hospitals weren't aware of what my mother was doing. A few times a year, my mother would get my sister into an operating room and then stay with her in the hospital over a week. Oh, Munchausen's. Well, I mean, this is just another... Munchausen's is just another aspect of the borderline mother. Munchausen's mothers are always borderline because they're in it for the attention. They're in it for the histrionics. Okay. I can't believe that hospitals are doing surgeries on a minor without requesting past medical records. That's unbelievable. But then again, you said it was before digital and all that, so who knows? Mother was never stressed out, upset, or distraught in any way when my sister allegedly needed a surgery. I was always scared and sad for my sister, but there was nothing I could do. Once my other narc sister made a joke that my mother enjoyed having a little vacation in the hospital with our sister, and my mom just pursed her lips and left the room. If you knew my mom, and Ollie, I know you know the type, you know this is one of borderline women's response to getting caught. Yeah, they almost want you to know. They want you to know that you know. I know that you know, that I know that you know, that I know you know. And you still do it. And they still do it. You know what the borderline is doing. The borderline knows you know what they're doing. You know the borderline knows that they know you know what they're doing. And yet the borderline does it anyway. That's the borderline. And when you catch them and when you call them on it, okay, to a T, they get this duper's delight smile. They purse their lips. They prance around. When you can call them on it like that, a lot of times they'll smile at you. They'll get that duper's delight. Because they know. They know you know, and you know they know, and you know they know you know, and they're going to do it anyway. I would question my mother about every surgery, why my sister needed it, what the benefit of going under the knife yet again, what was the procedure supposed to achieve for her, etc. My mother would deflect or tell me I don't know what she has to live through, or tell me I didn't understand my sister's brain scans like these doctors, or maybe she will finally be able to walk and talk after this one, or just flip out on me and burst into tears for picking on her and being mean and interrogating her. I know my mother loves long stays at hospitals. She can make phone calls, have meals brought to her 3 times a day. Nurses come in to check on her constantly, and all the sympathy in the world from everyone she calls to tell she is in the hospital again. That's what I said. It's all about that. Before I went no contact, so maybe 2015 or 16, my sister got a broken hip. I don't know how or why, because my mother would not disclose to anyone what had happened. And my older brother, the psychopath son husband, won't answer for the accident either. Yeah, your mother's probably hurting this girl so she could put her in the hospital and get longer stays. Your sister can't talk. My older brother is proud and boasts about being abusive to my autistic brother. He is proud of slapping, hitting, shoving, and spraying him with the cold hose rather than putting him in a shower if he needs it. I've seen him do this shit too. I stood up for my younger brother too. Sometimes older brother just raises his eyebrows and goes away, and sometimes he starts yelling back. And you can never be sure which way he's going to go. There are no clues. I hate my older brother. He's a hostile and volatile MFer. All they will say about my sister's accident is she broke her hip. Well, how's that? How could that even happen? She's in a freaking wheelchair and can't talk. So how? How is that even possible? She can't walk or stand. My aging parents and brother lift her from her wheelchair to her bed a few times a day, wherever they want to leave my sister, who is in her 20s when she is not at a therapy program or school. She took a wheelchair accessible bus to that, and I know if she were injured on the bus, my mother would drool over the opportunity to sue them. So I know she is somehow responsible for that, and I wish more people knew about what she is doing to my sister. My nonverbal brother is a boy, so he is spared from my mother's spite, but she does need him to need her. He is, I think, 19 or 20 this year and doesn't use the toilet. My mother keeps changing his schools and special needs programs, and I think it's because she won't do anything these therapists or organizations suggest to actually help him. When I was still in contact with them, I noticed visiting therapists coming over and trying to teach my mother how to encourage brothers' potty training or communication skills, and my mother pretended it was all great and agreeable. Then when they left, she would complain about them, throw away anything they gave her, and then call their bosses to complain and end the service and start looking for a new one, because your mother needs to constantly be the victim. The borderline doesn't want solutions. They don't. They don't want solutions. They want the drama. They want the pity. They don't actually want the solutions. What would be great is for your mother is if these organizations would just come in and take over all the responsibilities for her. Short of that, and then still give her pity. Short of that, there's nothing they could do for her. Because she's not, borderlines don't want solutions. They want pity. My sister and brother could have been healing and growing and communicating with all of us for many years now if my mother allowed it. For a while, my sister and I tried to work with my younger brother and sister using sign language or just talking to them for long periods of time, for days in a row, trying to establish routines and healthier food choices. But it was so hard because we would be verbally assaulted or sabotaged or emotionally abused just for trying. Right, she doesn't want them to get better. She doesn't want that, because then how is she going to be a victim? I'm sure she's collecting some sort of disability off these children as well, right? She must be. It was too hard to keep trying, and my other sister, the shitty sister I mentioned last time, who sleeps with rehab clients and has a pit bull she keeps in a cage, was just doing it to post pics on Facebook and brag to people about working with our brother. It felt like I was giving up or abandoning my younger bro and sis, but I have my own kids. There wasn't any way I could help them anymore. I still feel guilty and so sad about it all when I get to thinking about them. It just sucks so much. Their lives are ruined. And she won't let them improve even slightly. It's some Munchausen's by proxy shit or something. Exactly. The Munchausen's by proxy is borderline personality disorder on steroids. That's what it is. They don't want solutions. They want pity. This is why borderlines are so fucking toxic and they're so fucking destructive. They will waste your time and energy and resources and youth and whatever, acting like they want solutions, but then when you give it to them, they get mad and then they moved on. All they want is your pity and your energy. Thanks for letting us write you, Ollie. So many of us here appreciate the shit out of you, man. You have no idea. And I will absolutely get you a donation as soon as I can. On a more random note, the fall is almost here in New York, and that means holiday season is around the corner. My husband and I were talking about why abusive narc types go so batshit crazy over every single holiday. It's exhausting, embarrassing, and annoying. My husband and I decided a few years ago to make Christmas happy again for each other and only for each other. And now we are able to enjoy holidays honestly and for real with our kids and close friends. We also refuse to see mentally ill family members on specific holidays. Ron says it's just because holidays are special to so many people. So if the narc can ruin it, it's extra delicious for them. I agree with them. I've been saying that. The narcissist, the borderline, will ruin every holiday, birthday, special event, special day, make it about them. The borderline can't deal to see other people happy. They can't deal with not being the center of attention at all times. I would really enjoy hearing you really let loose and vent out your thoughts on why narcs get so stupid on the holidays. Only if you feel like it, of course. Well, here's the other thing with holidays. Everybody's exchanging gifts. Okay? And you got to understand, the borderline, the narcissist, is analyzing every gift everybody gets from each other. And they're building a ranking system. It's research for them. It's ammunition. And then they get butthurt about it because they think the only ones who should be getting gifts is them. They can't stand seeing people get things that's not going to. They hate it. They hate it. Thanks again, brother, lovely Brittany. P.S. I told my retired lawyer friend about everything in this letter. I will not leave my brother and sister in the dust forever. Someday I will find a way to help them. I have to. Well, your parents aren't going to live forever. Your mother's not going to live forever. She's just not. And then what? You have your own family to raise. I mean, you can't get too bogged down with this because, unfortunately, your mother may have probably damaged them, your brother and sister, irreparably. Irreparably. Have you called adult protective services? I mean, they're both adults. If she's breaking it. Have you reported her to Adult Protective Services? Because if you honestly believe, and it sounds like something might be up, she's putting her through these surgeries that she can't explain, constantly changing doctors, unexplained broken hip. Somebody should be investigating. Understand, okay, out of anything. The borderline doesn't want solutions. They want pity. Pity. They don't want solutions. They want pity. And holidays are supposed to be happy times. They can't deal. What are you being happy when you should be feeling sorry for me? How dare you? I don't care if it's Christmas, Easter, whatever holiday, Hanukkah, whatever, Kwanzaa, whatever you want to celebrate. It's your birthday. It's your anniversary. What are you being happy when there's fucking pity to be fucking dispensed to me? And don't try to solve my problem. No, tell me what you want, but don't expect me to do it because I don't actually want the solution. I want the pity. I want it. So, always remember that. And I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your story, Brittany. Thank you to Lisa for sponsoring. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal or Zelle, and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.